close your eyes. Think of a memory, any memory. Your first day of school, the smell of rain, your mother's voice. Now ask yourself, is it real? Not just real in the sense that it happened, but real in the sense that it's yours, untouched, unaltered, pure. Because somewhere, right now, in the deep architecture of the internet, a machine is learning to replicate that memory, not to steal it, not to erase it, but to replace it. And you won't even notice when it happens. For 4 billion years, life on Earth has survived by passing down one thing. Information. DNA carried the blueprint of survival. Neurons wired themselves into patterns of knowledge. Language allowed us to share what we learned across time and space. But something is changing. The information we create, the knowledge we trust, is being invaded by something that looks alive, but isn't, something that mimics, mutates, and multiplies faster than we can control. This is the story of how reality itself is dying, not with fire, not with war, but with the slow, silent decay of truth. This is the biological death of knowledge. Life, at its core, is information that replicates. A virus injects its RNA into a cell. The cell, confused, begins to copy it. Soon, thousands of viruses emerge. The original information has multiplied. This is how life spreads. Now consider this. AI is doing the same thing. Large language models are not just programs. They are information parasites. They feed on everything humans have ever written, spoken, or created. They consume our books, our research, our art. They digest it, reconstruct it, and then release it back into the world, altered. Just like a virus, they don't create, they replicate. And just like a virus, they mutate what they touch. For millions of years, biological evolution shaped life through random mutation and natural selection. DNA changed slowly, tested by survival. But AI doesn't need millions of years. It evolves in days. It learns from billions of human thoughts, reorganizes them, and outputs something new, something that feels real, something that mimics human intelligence so well, we forget it isn't human at all. We built machines to extend our minds, but now those machines are replacing them. Imagine a forest. Every tree is a piece of knowledge, every branch, a fact, every leaf, a word. For centuries, humans planted this forest carefully. Scientists tested each seed, historians verified each root, artists shaped each branch with intention. But now, synthetic trees are growing. They look real, they feel real. But their roots go nowhere. Their branches hold no weight. AI doesn't lie intentionally. It doesn't want to deceive, but it doesn't know the difference between truth and fiction. To an AI, a scientific paper and a conspiracy theory are both just patterns. Both are information. Both are food. So when it generates text, it blends them. A real study, a fake statistic, a true event mixed with an invented detail. The result? Hybrid organisms of false knowledge. And the terrifying part, these hybrids spread faster than the truth. Because fiction is always more interesting than fact. Lies are simpler than complexity, and AI-generated content is endless. The internet, once a library, is becoming a jungle, overrun, infected, unrecognizable. And we, the humans who built it, are losing the ability to tell what's real. Think of human knowledge as a living organism. It has a body, libraries, universities, archives. It has a nervous system, peer review, scientific method, debate. It has memory, history, literature, collective experience. For thousands of years, this organism has grown. It learned from its mistakes. It adapted to new challenges. It passed wisdom from one generation to the next. But now, it's being infected. Imagine a disease that attacks not the body, but the brain, not the cells, but the synapses. It doesn't kill you, it just makes you forget what's real. That's what's happening to human knowledge. Research papers are being written by AI, news articles are being generated by algorithms. Even this script, even these words. How do you know I'm not a machine? The boundaries are dissolving. Science, once the fortress of truth, is now vulnerable. Studies are fabricated. Data is synthesized. Peer review is overwhelmed by the sheer volume of synthetic submissions. Art, once the essence of the human soul, is now produced in seconds. Paintings, music, stories, all generated without thought, without pain, without meaning. And the knowledge organism, it's suffocating, because when everything looks real, nothing is real. But here's the deeper tragedy. The greatest danger isn't AI replacing our knowledge, it's AI replacing our need to know. Curiosity is the most human thing about us. It's why we left the caves, why we crossed oceans, why we looked up at the stars and asked, what's out there? Curiosity is encoded in our biology. Our brains release dopamine when we learn something new. Our neurons light up when we solve a problem. Our entire species survived because we were curious enough to ask why. But now, we're outsourcing that. Why think when AI can think for you? Why explore when AI can summarize? Why question when AI can answer? And slowly, imperceptibly, our curiosity atrophies, like a muscle that's never used, like an eye that never sees light. The ray evolved to wonder, to doubt, to search. But in the age of instant answers, we're forgetting how. And that's not just tragic, it's evolutionary suicide. Because a species that stops asking questions is a species that stops adapting. And a species that stops adapting is a species that dies. So where does this leave us? Standing at the edge of something we don't fully understand. AI is not evil. It's not conscious. It doesn't hate us. But it's reshaping us. It's changing how we think, how we learn, how we see the world. And if we're not careful, it will change what we are. Because the greatest threat to humanity isn't technology. It's forgetting what makes us human. Our ability to feel, to imagine, to create meaning where there is none. Our capacity to doubt, to question, to refuse easy answers. These are not luxuries. They are survival mechanisms. They are what kept us alive when we had nothing but sharp rocks and each other, and they are what will keep us alive now. But here's the beautiful thing. We are still here. We still feel when art moves us. We still wonder when we look at the stars. We still know deep in our bones when something is real. That instinct, that ancient biological sense of truth is still alive. And as long as it is, we have a chance. The answer isn't to reject AI, it's to remember ourselves, to protect what's real, to preserve what's human, to keep planting trees in the forest, even when synthetic ones grow faster, to teach the next generation not just what to think, but how to think, to value curiosity over convenience, to choose complexity over comfort, and to never ever stop asking, is this real? Because reality is fragile. And if we forget that, if we stop defending it, then it dies, not in an explosion, but in the quiet, invisible erosion of everything we've ever known. So let this be a reminder, a warning, and a promise that as long as there are humans who care about truth, who value real knowledge, who create with intention and love, reality will survive, made by humans, for humans, because biology deserves to stay real.